My wife accused me of cheating after her sister found fake hotel receipts. She screamed, "Get out!" And I said, "One day you'll regret this." A year later, her sister drunkenly confessed, "I lied. I wanted him." Now my ex-wife has seen my engagement photos online and is texting me, begging me to come back. I was wrong. You're the love of my life. Sarah and I had been married for 5 years. We met in college, dated for 3 years, and had what I thought was a strong relationship. We had ups and downs, but we always worked things out. At least, that's what I believed. Her younger sister Megan was always around. She lived nearby and often dropped in. At first, I thought nothing of it. She was family. But now I realized there were warning signs. The long stares, small touches, and how she always asked about me but ignored her sister. Still, I never thought she had feelings for me. Sarah had a busy job in marketing. I worked as an IT consultant, so I had strange hours too. We were often tired and busy, but I tried hard to keep our connection strong. Date nights, surprises, and little trips when we could. Everything fell apart on our anniversary weekend. I had planned a surprise dinner at her favorite restaurant. I came home early, excited, but Sarah was at the table, angry, with a stack of papers in front of her, hotel receipts, restaurant bills, and a jewelry store receipt, all with my name. She said Megan found them in my car. I looked at them, stunned. They were for places I'd never been to. I told her they were fake, but she didn't believe me. She screamed, threw a glass, and said Megan had seen me with another woman and had photos. I tried to explain. I even offered to call my client to confirm where I had been that day. But Sarah didn't care. She yelled at me to get out and said she never wanted to see me again. I begged her to listen. I told her Megan was lying, but she wouldn't hear it. She had already decided to divorce me. I told her she would regret it someday, and I left. I checked into a hotel that night, feeling heartbroken and confused. Sarah believed the worst about me without even letting me explain. That wasn't love or trust. The divorce was fast and painful. Sarah spread rumors that I had cheated, and most of our friends believed her. Only a few people stood by me. I tried to prove my innocence, got alibis, pulled credit card records, and even hired a private investigator. But she wouldn't listen. Megan kept supporting her, acting like the caring sister. I confronted Megan once and asked her why she was lying. She just smiled and said Sarah deserved better than me, then walked away. 6 months later, the divorce was final. Sarah kept the house and we split everything else. I moved into an apartment and focused on my work. Then, a year later, Megan confessed everything. She had lied. She had feelings for me. Now Sarah wants me back. But after everything that happened, I don't know if I ever could go back. The anger and betrayal I felt after the divorce were overwhelming. There were nights I couldn't sleep, days I didn't eat, and weeks where I just went through the motions of living. But slowly I started to heal. I focused on growing my IT consulting business. I got bigger clients, hired a small team, and began rebuilding my life. I reconnected with old friends and made new ones. I started exercising and picked up old hobbies I'd forgotten during my marriage. Piece by piece, I was becoming myself again. About 8 months after the divorce, I met Alexandra. She was a client at first. She owned a successful graphic design studio and needed help upgrading her company's network. From our first meeting, something about her stood out. Her warmth, her intelligence, and her calm confidence. We kept things professional at first. But after the project ended, I finally asked her out. Our first date was at a small Italian restaurant. We talked for hours. For the first time since my marriage ended, I felt truly connected to someone. Alex was different from Sarah in many ways. She was calm, patient, and secure in herself. And most of all, she really listened when I spoke. On our third date, I told her everything about the divorce, the false accusations, and how Megan had lied. I expected her to be scared off. But Alex reached across the table, took my hand, and said, "That must have been so painful, to not be trusted by someone you loved. I'm sorry you went through that." Her words meant more than I could say. She didn't judge me, she believed me. And as our relationship grew, I fell deeply in love with her. We moved in together after 6 months. 3 months later, I proposed. The night she said yes, we lay in bed talking about our future. She looked at me and said, "What happened with Sarah wasn't just about the fake evidence. It was that she didn't trust you. I want you to know, I do. I trust you completely." Those words healed something deep inside me. Life was good. Better than good, it was amazing. My business was doing well. Alex and I were planning our wedding, and for the first time in a long time, I was at peace. I still thought about what happened sometimes, especially why Megan had done it, but it didn't control me anymore. I had moved on. Then, almost exactly 1 year after Sarah kicked me out, I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. Daniel? It's Tom. Tom was one of Sarah's friends, someone who had taken her side during the divorce. We hadn't talked since. What do you want? I asked, not hiding my coldness. You need to come to O'Malley's pub, right now. It's about Sarah and Megan. There's something you need to hear. Curious, I told Alex I needed to step out and headed to the pub. When I got there, I saw Tom sitting in a corner booth. Across from him was Megan. She looked drunk and like she had been crying. What is this? I asked. Tom stood up. She has something to tell you. All of it. Then he left us alone. I sat across from Megan. She wouldn't look at me, staring into her drink. Well, I asked. I lied, she whispered. What? I lied, she repeated louder. About everything. The receipts. The woman at the coffee shop. I made it all up. I stared at her in shock, even though I had always known the truth. Hearing her admit it was still overwhelming. Why? I asked, my voice shaking. Why would you do that? To me? To Sarah? She took another drink, then said, because I wanted you. I've wanted you since the first time Sarah brought you home. I've been in love with you for years, watching you love her instead of me. I was stunned, sick to my stomach. I thought, if you and Sarah broke up, maybe someday you'd see me differently, she continued. You were both so busy with work, hardly spending time together. It seemed like the perfect time. So I made those fake receipts and made up the story about seeing you with another woman. You destroyed our marriage. Because you had a crush on me? I snapped, my voice rising. A few people turned to look. Do you have any idea what you did? The pain you caused? Just because you wanted me? Tears ran down her face. I know it was wrong. I know I can never take it back. Sarah knows the truth now. Megan told her everything when she got drunk at Sarah's place. She couldn't live with the guilt anymore. Sarah was furious and kicked her out, saying she never wanted to see her again. I sat there, trying to take it all in. Why are you telling me this now? I asked. Megan started crying. Because I ruined your life. And Sarah's too. She's been miserable without you. She never stopped loving you. But now that she knows the truth, she's broken. She thinks you'll never forgive her. I looked at her with nothing but cold anger. You're right. You ruined everything. And no, your confession doesn't fix it. It's too late, Megan. I stood up and left. Outside, Tom was waiting. You heard? He asked. I nodded. I'm sorry, he said. Sarah's probably going to reach out. Just be ready. I went home and told Alex everything. She held me as I finally broke down. All the pain I thought I had let go came pouring out. She gently asked, What will you do if Sarah contacts you? I looked into the eyes of the woman who had stood by me through everything. Nothing, I said. I've moved on. We've moved on. But a few days later, Sarah started texting. Can we talk? She asked. Then more messages followed. Please, Daniel. I know everything now. Megan confessed. I didn't reply. A week later, her messages turned into full-blown pleas. I miss you. I was wrong. I think about you every day. Please give me a chance to say sorry.